what's next on the list on the Nova project? Well, about a month ago, after I did the painting and I did the polishing and started the reassembly process, I took a look at the bumpers, at least the bumper covers, the chrome parts that actually go on the car. And so I looked them over very carefully, and I came to the conclusion that I could not put them back on the car the way they were looking. So I decided that I wanted them to get re-chromed so that it looks nice, just like the rest of the car. So I called up a couple places. I started doing some researching as far as the re-chroming companies around in my area. And one of the things that I wanted, or at least one of the questions that I was asking was, with the re-chroming process, will they repair any of the flaws that are on my bumpers? And they said yes. Now, they did an awesome job. I had taken video footage of the bumpers before I sent it over to them, so that I have a record of the flaws that the bumper had. And now that I got them back, there is absolutely no hint that there was ever a flaw on those bumpers. I mean, it is perfect. All the curves are supposed to be there, and one of the dents was on the curve, and it just doesn't look like it was ever hit. It looks beautiful, and the chrome, at least the color and the shine, is just absolutely amazing. So now let's show you the bumpers and the work that I have as far as putting them back on to make my car a little bit more complete. So here are the bumper reinforcements. Now the bumper is made up of two parts. It has this in the back, and then of course it has the actual bumper covers, similar to the cars of today where you have a bumper cover which is made of plastic, just that back then they made them out of steel and finished them off with chrome. So I had to take these off. So they're dirty now, of course, but I will be giving them a wipe down after they're back on the chrome bumper covers so that I can install it in the car. But they've been really nicely coated previously, and then since I had them off, the bumpers, I also took the liberty of painting the other side to make sure that I don't have any rust issues in the future. So I did that for both of them. Now the other thing that I had to get rid of was this. My bumpers came with I guess a bumper guard, and so I had to take that off in order for the bumpers to be refinished. And so it looks pretty good. This is no longer reproduced. I can't get this anywhere, so I have to use this again because the bumper, as you can see, has a lot of holes. So it was either get 2 new bumpers and then have them re-chromed, or keep these 2 bumpers and reuse the bumper strip. So I can clean this up. I mean, it looks really good. It does have some imperfections, but it's just one of the things that I have to deal with restoring a car that don't have many parts that are reproduced. So now we go on to the bumpers themselves, the bumper covers. Now you can see the inside has a black coating. Now basically what I did was I wanted to make sure that there's no rust issues behind the bumper cover. So, because it's nicely chromed. So I decided to paint it with some enamel paint, and that's what you see there. So it's just satin black enamel paint. Now this area of the bumper might be seen when it's installed in the car because the bumper, kind of hangs over the body on the sides. So I wanted to make sure that they are nicely coated in black, satin black, in the event that they are seen. So that's it. So now let me show you how the bumper actually looked. So the company, they actually did a great job in protecting the actual bumper. They put this saran wrap type plastic all over it, and then on top of this they wrapped it all up with newspaper. So I ripped off the newspaper and then left the plastic on there as you know, so that as I'm working I don't scratch them up. But let me show you the shine. Look at that. It is absolutely flawless. It's a mirror finish. I mean, it just looks great. Now the bumper, one of the imperfections was right here. There was like a big old dent. So they got that out. There was also a dent somewhere here. And I mean, I can't even see where the dent was. And then over here in the corner, there was a dimple, like a dent, pushed in dent. And they got that dent out, including getting the curve to the way it's supposed to be. So it's kind of hard to see because of all the shine, but it just looks beautiful. And that shine is just flawless. I'm loving it. And that's pretty much both bumpers. Look at that. It just looks really, really nice. So I installed the reinforcement part of the bumper in there, and now I get to show you what the bumper looks like. You can see how nice and shiny that came out. And so now the regular bumper has only these in chrome, basically those little screw heads. But for the deluxe bumper, which is what my custom had, and I'm assuming all customs came with the deluxe, or maybe it was an option, not sure. But basically I get a strip, which is this right here, that goes across. And you see all the holes that are left after the bumper is fully done. Now, as I said earlier, the only way for me to get rid of those holes was to get another bumper. And of course the option is also filling in those holes, but in order to fill it in you'd have to take off the chrome first and then weld in those holes, weld them up, and then of course grind it nice and smooth and then re-chrome it. And I thought that was too much of a hassle. I would just prefer to get bumpers that didn't have the holes. These bumpers are not in reproduction, the 7374s, so that is why I went with the re-chrome method rather than trying to buy new ones. You really can't buy new ones. You can only buy, you know, used ones. And so having them re-chrome was the best option for me. And I like the bumper strip only because since I made the investment to, if this would focus, since I made the investment to re-chrome these, the bumper guard will maybe help these bumpers last a little bit longer, looking its best. So I'm going to put the strip on, and then I get to try to put it on the car. So I'm done with the bumper installation of the front, but before I show you the way it looks, I do want to point out these are the factory carriage bolts, and you can see that square on the bottom, how small that is. It became such a hassle trying to put this on because that square is not enough to hold on to the actual chrome bumper. So when you're trying to screw these back on, you know, put the nut on, you can't actually hold this. And in my case, I have that deluxe strip, that bumper strip, that rubber thing that goes across the whole bumper, and that strip actually covers the head of this. So I can't grab onto the head and force it onto the bumper to actually get a good grip for the screw to go on, the nut to go on. So do yourself a favor and get yourself some new carriage bolts from Home Depot. They were only like what, I don't know, like 20 cents each or so, and I just bought a whole set of these for the front and the back because I don't want to have any more problems. I mean, it was just a hassle. After I put the bumper all together and started doing the strip, I had to take it all apart, all because of these stupid carriage bolts. But I got them new, and now life is good. And the bumper is finally installed, and I'm loving it because this face I have not seen for almost 3 years since I tore this car apart in plans for the resto. I mean, what a beautiful face. I'm very, very pleased with the results of the chrome bumper, and the strip actually looks pretty good. I had forgotten how that strip looks with the bumper, but it looks really, really nice. Everything is just complete. When I put the bumper on, the car did drop just a little bit. I would say about ½ inch. So the stance is actually lower. If you can see that, it's I'm not sure if it'll drop more because now the full weight is on the front. But I'm loving it. I'm definitely loving it, and I have good clearance in the bottom, so I can now say the whole front end is fully complete. And so there's the way that filler panel looks, so you can see that. So that came out really sweet, and now you can really see my idea as far as having the chrome surround the entire front grille, okay, and then I have chrome surrounding every accessory like lights and marker lights and emblem there, and then I have my chrome bumper, and then dividing it I have a black again with a black strip, and then of course I got those 2 extra parts of the bumper that surrounds the license plate. So it's really nice, and then inside is all black in here, so I won't have to worry about seeing any other color. And though I painted the inside and I thought that I would, you know, that it'll probably be visible, it's not visible. So either way, I'm happy I took the time to actually paint the inside here satin black, just to prevent it from rusting or whatever. But there it is. It's finally done, and I'm very happy. Now I got this one to tackle, but at least now I won't have to worry because I got new carriage bolts. And so I got my bumper there, the inner portion, and so I'm gonna tackle that another day because I'm tired and I'm just admiring my 74 Chevy Nova. So hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching.